Hello again, everyone. Ken from Whittling Woods, back again. We're going to do a little cat whittle today. You can see what we're using here. It's a 1/4 inch piece of basswood, 1/4 inch square, and it's about 1.5 inches long. That's the size we're going to make the piece, and you can see some measurements there. I'm putting in there for his feet and where his nose and legs will be. So about a 1/2 inch down for his little nose, and about a 1/4 inch up for his feet. And that's about it. So there you go. Give you a look at the measurements. Anyway, we're just going to start off by trimming back all the edges here, all the corners. And I'm using my good buddy Mark, aka Blackbart's knife that he made for me. Thank you, Mark. Always appreciate it. Here we're just trimming back. This will be the back part of the body or of the cat's head. This is a cute little cat whittle. You know, give to your daughter, granddaughter type of whittle. They're fun little whittles to do for that purpose. And we just trim back the top of his head, and what eventually will be where his eyes and ears are. Here I'm going to just split it a little bit, coming down from that 1/4 inch mark, just straight in. We're just going to kind of separate where his two front paws will be. And again, this is a very stylized little, you can see the little image up on the left-hand side over there. A very stylized little kitten type of whittle. These are pretty straightforward and relatively easy to do. They don't take all that long to do, and you can kind of have fun while you're doing it. And if you don't get it right the first time, try it again. The first time I whittled something like this type of a cat. I saw some pictures of little cat whittles online, so I borrowed some of those designs. To some extent, I kind of changed it around myself a little bit. Here I'm just kind of trimming underneath where his nose will kind of end there, just kind of hollowing that section out and trimming back where the front paws kind of come down. So there you go. And again, just kind of hollowing that area out right underneath his nose. Or her nose. I guess it could be a little female cat. I think I'll call this one Harley. We'll make it a male cat. I was going to say Dexter, but Dexter hides a lot, so we're going to call him Harley. There you go. Kind of trimmed it back here. And we'll kind of, this area here, we're going to make a little, sort of like a chip cut here. I'm going to come in on the sides and just separate where his front and back paws are. So I'm just going to, you saw it came in there at kind of that angle. And then I'm going to take a little chip out over here. And there you go. So that's beginning to separate the two paws, and we'll cut back the rear paw a little bit further. You can kind of see, there you go. I'm just kind of cleaning that out a bit. So that's like a little chip cut. And then I'm going to take back the bottom of his paw there, just kind of trim it back a little bit, and in the process remove some of the wood on the front paw over there. So it kind of looks like the back paw, as you can kind of see from the picture up on the left, the back paw is kind of sticking out a little bit further than the front paws. That's kind of what I'm after. And here I'm just trimming that back a little bit, trying to find the right size for it. A lot of times when I do these whittles for the first time, I kind of am sort of making it up a little bit as I go here. So sometimes I make a cut, I leave myself enough wood, and then I go back and trim a little bit more away. There you go. We're kind of getting there, making a little paw. I'll have to go back in there and clean it up a bit, and then we're going to essentially do the same thing on the other side, on the on the cat's right side as well. So same idea. Little chip cut and reveal his back paw over there. So I won't bore you with all the details here, but you kind of see how I'm doing it. And here I'm just going to start defining the bottom of the figure here. I'll eventually go back in and cut the figure off the piece of wood. So I'm just kind of going in underneath it and all around the whole figure there. I'm putting a stop cut in and then just cutting up to it. I marked it initially before I started whittling, so I knew I kind of had it relatively square. And I'm just trimming a little bit off the back, but I'm leaving leaving a little wood there in the center because, as you can see here, we're going to give him a little tail in the back. So I'm just trimming wood to, leaving a little chunk of wood in there to, reveal where his tail is. And I'll come back on the other side and do the same thing. Just give it a little bit of a curve angle. There you go. So we basically, like I always say in many of my videos, the whole key with whittling is look at it in terms of different planes. You're just trying to remove wood from around a particular plane that you need to emphasize or that you eventually will add some more detail to. And that's essentially all we did here. We just went around, initially defined it, and then go back in and sort of just add a bit more, refine it a little bit more, add a little, I don't want to say detail, but, clean it up a bit. So kind of say there. We just left the wood there to make it look like he's got a little tail. It helps if you saw the center lines. It helps if you draw the center lines when you're whittling these type of figures here and you're trying to be symmetrical. It kind of gives you an idea of where you're at in terms of cutting the piece up over there. Up to the top where his ears are going to be. Now I'm just kind of coming back in on each side and removing a little bit of wood to kind of hollow that out as well, so his ears stick out just a tiny bit. Once you do one of these, you kind of get it down, you can probably move pretty quickly through these. Like I said, I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. So sometimes I spend a little bit longer when I'm doing it that way. But that's okay. When I go back and like I said, this one we're going to call him Harley. When I go back and do the if I can encourage Dexter to come out from hiding, then I'll have it down pat. I'm saying Dexter and Harley because my son and daughter-in-law, their two cats are named Dexter and Harley. Here I'm just hollowing out a little area on top of his head. You're cutting into the end grain here. And sometimes I find if the wood's very dry, it can be really problematic and chip off, and it's just harder to do. Sometimes if you add a little bit of water to it, you soak it a little bit, the end grain kind of cuts off a little cleaner. It's not the be-all and end-all, but give it a shot if you have to cut into end grain like this. It sort of holds together a little bit. It gives I guess, a little bit more stability to the grains when you're cutting directly perpendicular to them. Here I'm just going to come back at a 45-degree angle just to nip back a little wood to again further define where his ear is going to be. Careful when you're doing this cut, because you can easily just push a little too hard and chop an ear off. Just trying to give a little bit of a point to the tip of the ear over there. Again, careful when you're cutting like this over here, because you can easily push it a little bit too much, and before you know it, off comes the ear. And then essentially I did the same thing on the other side. So there you go. There's a little profile view. And then we're just basically going back in here now and starting to clean it up a bit. So I'm just, again, hollowing out the front where his front paws and belly area are, up to where the nose is. There's a little green mark there that I'm leaving for his nose. I want that to be the most prominent part of the front. Going back in and thinning out the ears just a little bit. Again, this is just the kind of the cleanup part. Going back in and cleaning up some of my cuts a little bit. Looking at the figure and determining what I need to adjust, what I need to, wood that I need to. Of course, you can overdo it, and that happens quite often. Where just one more cut, and then before you know it, well, it's firewood now. That's like I said. I'm kind of going back in here and making those cuts a little bit cleaner. There you go. You can kind of see I got to get in the side over there and clean it out a bit. So that's really all you're doing. And then I'm just rounding out the bottom of his front paws just a bit. I eventually go up, and you can kind of see I leave a little bit of point, like sort of a triangle area for where his nose is going to be, with the apex of the triangle kind of angling downward, kind of like a cat's nose. These are fun little whittles to do. Like I said, if you have a daughter, granddaughter who likes little kittens, whittle or one of these and paint it up, and I'm sure they'll like it. Just kind of adding a little bit of texturing and refining the cuts as I go. So, but I'm kind of essentially, for the most part, done. Here I'm just cutting back just a little bit for where the eyes and nose are going to be. Just getting that ready for painting and everything else that I do towards the end. Again, just more cleanup, but we're essentially done here. So I'll kind of give you a look at it as soon as I finish up here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that whittle. It's a fun little different kind of whittle to do. And keep in mind too, we're going to be announcing the winner of the Blackbart knife. That'll be in a couple more weeks. But there you go. There's a finished pre-painting. I hope you enjoyed that, and give it a shot. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you all have a great whittling week. Thanks for watching. Take care.